Hi guys, welcome to another episode of TeaTalk with Goodness Usman, your number one real estate talk show in Africa. And thanks to each and every one of you who keep watching each time we upload on this channel. Honestly, I am super grateful for you all. It's not just about you guys watching only, the feedback also is awesome. Thank you. And for those of you who have dedicated your time to, not just giving us a feedback, but to be telling us what you want us to talk about on TeaTalk, I want to appreciate you so much. I mean, we have a list of things lined up, list of questions lined up on this TeaTalk show. So I'm saying to you, if you're yet to subscribe to this channel, I think this is the right time for you to do so because it's packed with so much. And of course, you will not want to miss out on this value packed show. So yes, remember some episodes back, we started the segmentation where we introduced the real network, moving you around, giving you a tour around some parts of Lagos State, and then we have infused the segment of the interview, and many more will be coming as we go on the show. So yes, let's go quickly into it, ladies and gentlemen. Now for our ritual on this show is that you, wherever you are, you will get a glass of wine, a glass of water, juice, coffee, whichever one works for you, or green tea like me, and then sit down, relax, and let's enjoy this conversation on today's show. So, hey, shall we? Oh, oh wow, it's always a beautiful experience each time I get to sip my green tea. I don't know about anyone else. I don't know. But for me, it's always an awesome experience. So yes, let's get right into today's topic. Are you guys ready? Shall we? All right, guys. So let's get right into today's topic. Now, I've gotten quite, like I said earlier, I've gotten a lot of questions. I've gotten a lot of topics people want me to talk about. In fact, I saw some people indicating the areas they want us to go and do a tour and showcase the area. Please, I want to say before we go into the show, I want to quickly use this medium to say that please, as much as you're sending in your request, you will have to be patient with us, myself and my team, because these things require time, resources, and of course the time is the major one right now. It's the most expensive for me right now because I'm juggling creating this content and of course servicing every client that we have. So please, it might not come as you think it will come, but just be patient. As we are getting all of the suggestions, inquiries, we're writing them down. My team are writing it down and we're scheduling each of them as we'll go and create them first, and then we'll go and do the post, which is editing, and then bring it back to you, and then upload to you guys. So yes, I hope we're cool now. Okay, so if you put out something there and you're like, oh, she's not talking about it yet, don't worry, I'll get to you. All right, so today is going to be more of a generic conversation because I decided let's have a generic conversation today because it's been a while, right? So let's come back to our normal tea talk, like some people had referred to. Now, I'll first of all talk about properties online, properties that is currently selling. Which how do you? I think I've addressed this before, but in the course of this last 2 weeks, it seems to be a reoccurrent question, reoccurring conversation. It keeps popping up when I have conversations with investors, existing investors, prospects, and all of that. How do I know which one is which? There seems to be a lot online right now. I mean, some people even use the word crazy. I mean, people said it's crazy right now and all of that. And of course, the extension of it is price increase. What happened? Why is the price? I mean, this seems to be a reoccurring question. So quickly going into which property, how do you know the property to buy in, since there's a lot on the space of internet, so many, in fact, some people made reference to how there's so many realtors and all of that, and then there's so many companies, some are new, some are old, which one do you trust, how do you know them, are you sure? Everybody seems to be sure of everybody, or everybody seems to be sure of everyone. I mean, everyone is just to be sure of everybody, vice versa. So this is what I always say, and I will keep saying it. I've said it before, I'll say it again, because I think we have treated this before, but because I come back, I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. And because I know that a lot of you appreciate my honest opinion, and this is from my, over the years, my experience in the industry had forced me to really, really put out my honest opinion. Because you see, let me digress a bit. The industry is a very sensitive industry because money is involved, and not just small money. We're talking about a lot of money, hundreds and hundreds of millions. So it is very important that one is very, very careful in what one is doing. Being a realtor, all stakeholders, you're a realtor, you're a developer, you're an investor. All of us has to be very careful. The investor putting up the money has to be very, very careful before parting away with their money. The realtor connecting the investor to the property should be very, very careful doing that. The developer selling property is supposed to be the one that is even more careful. But these days, it's quite unfortunate that we have a lot of developers out there that are not in the business for promoting or making it easy for investors to invest and get high return on their investment. And that's why personally I don't believe in so much packaging, so much sweet talk. A lot of people who know me know it. I say it. After the packaging, what else? Kini coco gang 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 gang, I don't know, but I mean that's the truth. Aside the packaging, what is behind the packaging? I mean, I have a tablet here, right? It has this pouch, is imagine I go and change this pouch now for a black one to a shiny, lovely, more lovely looking. This is just ordinary, right? You will agree with me that my pouch is ordinary. If you look at my iPad, you not really exactly, you will just look at it like normal. It's just normal, right? Because I mean, it just appears normal. But just imagine I have glitters on it. It has gold. I painted it. It has everything is shine, 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 shine. It would attract you first of all, and then you're gonna, oh wow. So if I have two iPads here, this one is just the normal, ordinary looking, and I have another one. Unfortunately, I don't have one to showcase you, but I have another one with glitters, maybe gold. Is gold plated, shining. I'm so sure that your eyes will always go to that shiny, 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 shiny one before you think about this. Now, what I'm going is the shiny one and this one that looks normal. The major important thing is not about the cover. The cover is not anywhere important. What is important is what is inside the iPad. No, not what is inside the iPad. Hold up, that's like secondary. The most important thing is what can this iPad do? When you open this iPad, ladies and gentlemen, what can it do? What are the functions? Okay, you will be shocked that this one that looks ordinary, no big deal, nothing, just there, and the gold plated, shiny, rosy, everything might not even have a good function as this. So let me tell you guys, this is my iPad. Is the storage is 1 terabyte. Yes, you heard me right. Is one. I'm not talking about my iCloud. Oh, I'm telling you about the internal memory of my iPad. Is 1 terabyte, and I used to have. In fact, let's do something. I used to have my old iPad is I think it's somewhere around here. It's 260, 260, 256 thereabout. I can't remember, around 256 or thereabout. That's what it is. And this is 1 terabyte. So just imagine. So this is a spoiled of the moment, and that's why you see me talking about this. So now, okay, so let's imagine this. Okay, so this is not looking nice, right? Exactly. So let's switch it now. Let's imagine this one is of course, this is the recent one now. This is the old version. But let's just, in your mind, let's exchange this cover for this guy. And then just imagine in your mind that this guy is the gold plated. Okay, just it's an imaginary. We have to do imaginary today. Okay, this is the gold plated. Now this one is like 256 in internal memory. This guy is 1 terabyte. The speed is way, I think, around 8 RAM or thereabout. This is way lesser. This is iPad Air. Is old version, old. It's old school. Or the quite old school. You get it? This is a very old iPad. In fact, as you can see it for yourself, you see that even the size is not the same thing. You get. So what I'm talking about is even the functionality, the speed, the RAM, everything is different. What I will get done, sending an email with this one is less than milliseconds compared to what time this is going to take. In fact, my iOS here no longer upgrades. It doesn't upgrade anymore. I've tried it. I don't know. Maybe I'm not doing something right. But this, do you get it? The iOS, the operating system is newer and all of that. So just imagine, going back to the gold plated, imagine if this one was a gold plated one. Okay, this is gold plated, and of course, this just looks ordinary. Or this is even, maybe this is wearing this terry pouch. By the way, I think I should have mercy on this iPad and go and change the pouch. Luto, kilo day. I mean, how do I even bring? Anyway, so what I'm saying is, if you go, because if I change this iPad and cover to a gold plated, if I bring it to you and put it side by side, if it's only those who know that this is the recent, those who know, probably, in fact, even the recent iPad has this size, right? So you might not even by size be able to judge it. It's only if I turn it this way. If I turn it this way, you probably might be able to tell, because we know that the recent version is one that have the camera this thing, right? This one is just single. But if I have it like this and this is good, you won't be able to know what's up with them. But you will be attracted first to the one that is gold plated before the one that looks, I mean, normal or ordinary. Okay? And that's the way it goes for property. But you will not know until you now open the iPad, you now want to use it. That's when you now check the functionality and you now realize, oh wow, this guy that looks ordinary can do better. So what am I going with this analogy? I am not all for the glitters. I am not all for the packaging. I mean, we've seen a lot of real estate company do so much heavy packaging. I keep saying it. Packaging is good. I mean, you should come and look good. You should present your property better and make it look good, make the infrastructure look good and all of that. But if you make something, just like the analogy I just gave you, you can have two houses. One is looking the painting from the outside is looking so nice. Oh my God, everything inside, even the chandelier they use, everything is looking very attractive. But it will shock you that the quality of the material used is nothing, is zero. And that is what I am up against. As much as we should package, we should, wear a good look, it is important that the quality we're delivering to clients is good. So what am I saying to you as an investor? Please, look, sometimes I see people don't look beyond the packaging. Look beyond it. Now, why do I say this? Over the course of my experience, I saw someone, I think I was having a conversation last week, and then somebody was telling me about I'm trying to remember exactly how he puts it. And I asked him, I can't remember how he put it, but it was in this line of what we're talking about. And I asked him, is it about the packaging that you're interested in, or about the delivery? Are you so much carried away? Do you want to be so carried away about? I mean, I get it. There should be a structure. It wasn't even talking about structure. It was talking about the efficacy, the packaging, and I'm like, why are you so keen about the packaging rather than the content of what is inside the delivery? I mean, we investors need to learn. I know some investors that are, of course, whatever package, they're not so much interested in the packaging, but they're so much interested in the delivery. What have you done before? What are you going to do now? If you have done mistakes in the past, what have you done to correct the mistakes you have done in the past? Now, what are you doing to point us towards what you can do better in the future? These things are way important. And why am I stressing all of this? Is because when you ask me, so all of the things flying around on social media, how do I know which one is good? How do I know which one we trust? Because everybody says, I can trust you. You can trust me. Everybody's coming and saying, you can trust me. You can trust me. You can trust me. You can trust me. We can deliver. We can deliver. We can deliver. We can deliver. The truth is, it's not everybody that will deliver. And it's not everybody you can usually trust to get. But there are so many you can trust. And there are some that will deliver. So what I'm saying is we need to be sensitive as an investor and ask yourself those questions. There are some companies that are slow and steady. They do their thing they appear very slow. But if you check what they are really doing, they are doing it well. There are some that's no. When will I change? I don't know. That's no. Now, why do I have to use this term? We're using Nigeria. You know, some of you are based abroad, so you're not used to these our terms. So I will be giving you. So when you watch my video, you will learn one. So yeah, so it's Glasgow. Now, what do I mean by Glasgow? Is rush, and damn. They have sugar-coated everything. They have done everything. Make it glitter for you. Make it shine for you. Make it attractive to you. And then you're doing what? You're attracted, and then you're buying it. You're not checking. You're not asking questions. And then the other part is the noise. There are some is the noise. Beyond the noise, beyond the shouting, beyond the clamoring, beyond the what's it called now? Beyond the packaging, you should ask questions. By the time you ask, there are certain questions you will ask that will make you realize that okay, or that will make you know that okay, yeah, this ticks the box. This I can be sure, I rest assured that when I invest in this property, I will get a return on my investment. You know how we go and tell you that Ibejuleki Ekpe corridor is where you should be going now. You should be putting your money there. It does not also mean that every property there in Ibejuleki in Ekpe is what you can buy. If I come here and tell you it's everything, no. Even the ones that I can guarantee, I still open my eyes and check very well. Are we on the same page? Because some people just dabble into these things. They don't just. I'm trying so hard to be careful what I use so that I'm not going to come out as if I'm trying to put some set of people down. Of course, I'm not. Those that know me know that I'm not even for that at all. And that's why on this channel, we don't mention any name except it is extremely critical. But what I'm just saying is beyond the noise, beyond the packaging, beyond the anything, any other regard we can put it, please be careful. Ask questions. And that's why it will always remain important that you work with a trusted realtor. Now, you see, when I keep using trusted realtor, I don't use the word realtor only. Because, in fact, there are different kinds of realtors these days. I see some are newscasters. Some will just come and blog about God. Anyways, what I'm just saying is, when you're working with a realtor that is trusted, ensure that realtor has your back. Because sometimes it should be beyond the sales. Because I mean, I have a lot of companies who will come and say, oh goodness, we want you to come and market our properties for you, market our property for us. Please, your clients will get this. And by the time when I check, I just like, nah, not this one. I will not go into this one. And in fact, some of you have called me and say, goodness, what's happening? You're not talking about property A, you're not talking about property B, you're not talking about property Z. No, I'm not gonna talk about it. Because Yoruba say, in Kotu wa leyin efa, is ju eje lo. Bene, yes. It's Joe and some realtors do not even know. They just dabble into it. Boom! Even the developer is dabble into it. Boom! You know, they just jump into it like one bet. So I've come to that point in my career that I no longer bet into anything. You just bet. It's crazy how some of these things get to reverse. So for me, I don't. You guys already know. I don't even have to say it. I don't market. It's not all property we see on the street of on the street of Lagos that I market. I'm very specific. I am reducing the risk of my clients. I can't expose you guys to too many risks. It doesn't even make sense. As much as we can take risk, it's even risky generally investing in Lagos State. One should be very, very careful. So credibility is key. And you see, a lot of the time I say this, that when you're buying a property from a company, you probably will not be able to know so much about the owner of the property. But I feel like it's the job of me, a realtor, to know much about the owner of the company. I am very, very intrigued and I'm very interested in the person behind the brand. What does the person stand for? He or she. What do they stand for? What are they? See, when you meet and have conversation with some people, you just realize that this one is money. He's just here for the money. Once he gets the money to a certain extent, this one can jackpot as a developer. I am not kidding. I am not also saying all of this to create fear and to throw shade at anybody. Of course, it's just a conversation, right? So you have to be very careful. For me, it's really, really about the person behind the company. You will see some of these companies, the MDs, when you have a conversation at them, you will hear, you can feel it, you can see they're very passionate. It's not just the money, it is way beyond the money for them. They're very passionate about mitigating this whole huge, massive gap we have in housing deficit. They really, really want to, help people become landlords, help people achieve their dream homes. Why rather you just see some, they just, oh, there's money in the real business, so bars, they just enter, whoa, and then, they will be using people's head, people long-term investment to do what? It's not funny, actually. It's really not funny. It saddens my heart when I see it happen. In fact, even those who are passionate about it, who are really into this business to make a difference, they've been making a difference, they encounter several challenges. Let alone somebody that is not, that just dabble into it, that just, they're doing this thing, I'm doing it. You know, some people do, they do follow. Some people do follow. Generally in life, some people do follow. Everybody's getting, all my friends have gotten married. Let me go and get married. Bam! You will just see the bubble today and can we get married? In fact, there's no need to ask me if you want to marry me. It's a question of I'm gonna get pregnant. I'm married, just like my friends. Oh, my friend is doing farming agric, new 1 year agric, need a new thing. Bang, boom. The person is entering into it. So follow. Some people are just follow. They're just here to do follow in life generally. They just follow. They don't ask questions. They don't know if this thing is for me. Just like I always say to you guys, not every real estate investment is for you. You might be investing for the wrong reasons. Yes, generally for investment, I get that. But you see some people buying a house for the wrong reasons. You have to. In fact, shout out to all my clients. I think I attract very all my clients. Hey, they're not just brilliant, intelligent, smart. They know what they want. Even when, and that's why I think because of my kind of person, that's why I try the kind of person. I don't shovel property into anybody's. Because I'm not a salesperson, basically. Like, only. I am a consultant. So you see that I know clients, they know what they are for, what they are in the market for. I know clients that when it comes to apartments, that's what they are buying. When it comes to duplexes, that's what they are buying. When it comes to cheap, I know clients who cheap lands is what they target, is what they want. Cheap lands in 1.5, 2 million, those range. If you bring the 20 million naira land, they will not buy it. It's not that they cannot afford it, though. They have a different goal to it. And when you listen to them, you realize that, okay, so I'm not going to shovel that of 20 million, they will not buy it. Because they know what they want. So that's what I'm just saying. So just in case someone watching me, just you're new into the business, you want to invest in the property, new property is important into markets, you have to ask questions. Understand why. What's this one good for? And that's why I always say, always say that if this suits you, if you think that everything pointed to you, all the infrastructure they talked about will work. And a lot of times I see this exaggeration. That's why I talk about all of this package. Please don't. I've seen this happen over and over. It keeps being the only thing that some people are just interested in, just the packaging. I mean, they just come and bamboozle you with all of that. And that's why sometimes when people say, oh, they're going to prefer, even some estates, they'll tell you original infrastructure. And at the end of the day, they will not provide those infrastructure. And I'm like, why would you say this? And that's why I'm always very careful, because some of these developers can just in their mind sometimes cost, sometimes is another thing. It's good to say it at the beginning of a project, but at the end of the day, cost and all of that, which is not a good thing. So I rather prefer that a developer says A, B, C and end at C and say, this is what I'm going to give you, A, B, C. That's it. Right? Rather than telling me you give them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, at the end of the day, you now give them only A. and managed to get to B. So please, let's be careful. Like I said before, some developers have been in the market for a while and they have had encounters, challenges. Like I was at a end of year party recently, and one of the MDs was talking about how we're asking him the journey so far, what have been the challenges in the last 14 years in the business. And this year, I will tell you for free that I agree with him that this year has been the most challenging year for most developers in this business, even we realtors. Because we started the year basbo with what? With crazy hike in price. Dollar just came back. I was doing jangilova, jangilova. He has been dancing jangilova since. It's good for people who are abroad because but then for us here, developers who had sold property off plan at a particular amount, and now 6 months down the line, he needs to deliver. Even though if he buys in bulk, at some point they're going to exhaust it a bit. So they face a lot of challenges that they won't come back to tell you. Those with integrity cannot come back and tell you that, okay, this is what I'm facing. Do you also know that some of this land, these developers buy it 3 times? Yes. They had bought land from Omonile family. They are settled with them. They are paid them. They've sold out. They're now preparing for allocation. And that's one family member that maybe travel and has just remembered that from his maternal side or from his clinical father's side, he's related to that family, and that they have a property in Kiniko. Now he wants to come and claim his rights. And lo and behold, the elders of the land, the elders of the community, they have sold the land to property company. And the boy say, okay, you will not give me my inheritance. No, I will not accept. We're gonna cause casala here. And then he goes ahead and starts selling portions of the land or starts causing problems. The development company has no choice than to go and look for money somewhere else to come and rebuy this property. Just to sort out this guy. Even sometimes when they use police, use DSS, use this one, use that one, you still see, even if you use police with money, you still have to settle because you are there. Your investment is this there. Your investors are there. So I think the best way to still sell is to sort them. Let's not even come and talk about government how. So I know that these guys face a lot of these challenges. They face it. And they can't come back. Especially the ones with integrity. Because they have promised you that when you land bank, nothing will happen to your land. Or they have promised you that in 12 months' time, you will have key to your house. And the person they bought land from is giving them problem. Can they continue construction? They will not allow them to continue construction now. Because the main reason we advise that you buy property from a real estate company is to do what? Is to save you from all of those stress. So don't forget, investors, that as much as you are now buying from a real estate company, those stress have not stopped. Those wahala, those buhaha from Omonile, they didn't change. In fact, they have grown worse. Yes, because they sold their land. A lot of them have sold a lot of their land. So they are coming back for serious trouble because they are hungry and they don't have money. They don't have anything to do. They don't have any other means to do money. They have sold all of their land cheap 5 years ago, 10 years ago. So they are going around, scouting around to look for who to cause problem with. So it depends on how the developer is strong. So the truth is, by the time all of this is happening, they have showed that they've muzzled this stress. They can come back and tell you. Sometimes they will experience some projects will experience some delay. They won't be able to tell you. It's only few of them that can say, okay, because you're a realtor, you're close, this is what we are going through. So, having said that, I hope you guys will understand. And when these challenges come, it's those ones that have the heart. Those ones that are not just hearts, I mean, out of gold, out of sympathy, out of compassion, integrity, that would count their losses, but deliver. A lot of them do a project and they come at a loss. Of course, business is you win some, you lose some. We get that part. But what I'm saying is, when you are embarking on a project and you're going to a project, you have to be careful. Who is the person behind this project? I've seen certain set of investors who say, if any project that this company A is doing, trust me, no matter what happens, I'm sticking with them. Company B, I'm sticking with them. So yes, I am very sure you guys understand what I've been trying to talk about and the message I'm trying to pass across. In all, let's be guided and be careful. And I will always say again, it is always important to work with a seasoned and professional realtor. Because I mean, there are, as much as there are developers that are professional, they have integrity, you can trust them. There are also the ones that you cannot trust. The same thing with realtors. Some are just, I mean, it's just what it is. Just there for the money, you get a full kind of situation. So yes, I'm going to touch quickly. I didn't know I was going to take this much time. Come on. Whoa, okay. So let me touch quickly on this price increase. Why did they increase land? Because I know that we are now some land now that the price will be reviewed upward. And somebody called me and say, "What is it?" I understand when you guys, this I get all the time. Like they understand. People say they understand when they get price increase on building because of cost of material. Why is it that land, especially lands that are strictly for land banking, that in 2, 3, 4, 5 years time, have a decade, even a decade, nothing is happening there? Well, two reasons I will say based on my own knowledge. I don't know if it's a general answer to it, but this is what I think. Okay. Now I know that so many of you think that is out of greed. These developers are just greedy. They want to gawk money out of you. I don't think it's all of them. And I would say it's a yes or it's not a no. Yeah, you are right, and it's not true in some areas. And this is my point. This is my argument. First of all, some properties are introduced into the market at lower price. Yes. Some of you already know, as I'm talking about it, some of you already know some companies that when they bring out their property, they bring it at below market and value. So that they can give it room for people. And that's when we talk about pre-launch, right? So they can give people room a lot of investors to buy it at cheaper rate and then get that first set of investors gain, the edge. Okay. Oh, I bought it when it was on pre-launch. Oh, I bought it on pre-launch offer. So they, first of all, even on houses, they bring it at below. So if a property is supposed to be selling at maybe 1 million naira, so maybe they introduce it into the market at 800,000. So it's only normal that after maybe 2 weeks, a particular duration, they will bring it back to the normal market price. In fact, sometimes it's not even the normal price. They still bring it below, but they will increase it at that point because they would have exhausted the number of plots that they wanted to sell at below market value. They're also using that duration to introduce the property into market, let people know about it, create awareness, all of that, all of those strategy in place. That's number one reason I think. Then number two, some properties, when they buy it, a lot of the time, some of them is not paid off 100%. Some are paid off 100%. Of course, when you're buying property from, maybe you're buying property from government, it's a government allocated land, you're paying for it, you're done paying for it, you have to get your C of O, yeah? So they need to raise money to get the C of O. My own angle, I'm not saying anybody told me that's what they do. This is just from my own analysis or analogy, or whichever one is perfect for it. My own thinking that so they need to raise the money and of course perfect the title. So now the question will now be for those who do not want to perfect title, who did not perfect title at all, and over the years they didn't give me praise in it. Well, some people just like the increase, I don't know, maybe the adrenaline rush that comes from, I don't know what it is. I can't explain why. I'm not a developer, so I wouldn't be able to answer it. Maybe when I interview some of these developers, I will ask them why do they increase property land on prices on land. Now, some of them have answered this question before. They say that because of the infrastructure they provide. So when they provide infrastructure to a certain extent, they will increase because of the money they use to do infrastructure. And I've seen people who have argued, I've seen investors who have argued and say infrastructure will not need. You should not just get house and those things until you're not taking development money. I mean, they're also right in that angle. Developer no is right. But what I'm saying is the one I kind of argue or will really talk about is those ones that they not increase and then it becomes very excess. That one I kind of frown at it, to be honest. But you know, I'm just 1% of the 1% that frown at it. So, and funny enough, when you frown at it and say, why would you increase XYZ to all the way? You just take it all the way. They say, oh, they have provided infrastructure that, I mean, there's different angles to this conversation. And you still see that people still buy it. So you will eventually just keep quiet and say, about work on. I remember one of the very interesting one property that me and one of my clients were talking about, and he bought into a particular property, and then there's another one. I was not talking about it. It was all like, what, are you okay? I mean, are you guys really serious? Goodness, are you guys serious? This is developed. It was like, in fact, three actually. Right? This is developed serious. What does that mean? Oh, okay, because we bought this one at Kiniko. Then I bought this like that. Oh, well, but funny enough, you understand? And that's why I say it, that some of you have bought the future price of your investment. Sorry, it's not funny, but it's the truth. Some people have bought. See, I even saw one woman was. I don't know what she was trying to do, but she was telling me how she bought a particular question property at a particular property place, and she was really, really bragging about it. I was like, are you sure you're an investor? She said, what do I mean? That yes, she's invested in a commercial property. Say, commercial property in that place for that amount, you will still get something in Shangote do and start building a complex facing the road. How would you go and spend such a money? I mean, and she was really happy about it, but to me, she didn't invest well. That was a wrong investment. That property she was bragging about. 5 years time, you see the value, it remains the same. The price will not go beyond what she has bought it. Then that's why you see some of these properties that people are buying. If you say that, in fact, this conversation, this table, I am not ready to shake it. But trust me, in 2023, we're going to shake so much table. You guys should be ready. You know me now. We are shaking. But this particular one, I'm already benulabe, you know, if you're not Yoruba, sorry, I'm benulabe. But let me withdraw my show you. We're gonna shake that table properly next year. God keeping us alive. But for now, I put a cap on it. But I would still say be careful not buying a property at the value of 2 years' time. Because at the end of the day, in 2 years' time, in 3 years' time, you will still not get return on your investment. That's not an investment. You just keep money somewhere. And by the time you bring the money back, you know, inflation would have taken place. So what you can buy with that amount 2 years ago, maybe you put in 1 million naira now today into an investment. If next year, 2 years time, it's still 1 million naira. What you will buy with 1 million naira now is not what you will buy with 1 million naira in 2014, because inflation is already killing us. And inflation, all of the World Economic analysis, financial analysis, and all of that is still saying that 2023 there will still be recession all over the world. It's a global thing. So you have to be careful. Do you understand? So don't buy property that the value is already in the future. That's not the value of the future to you now. Let's be smart and be guided. Yes, so for the property land, why they increase? Those two of my reasoning, I hope it's enough to not confuse you people. I hope it's enough to convince you that it's justifiable. But please, the ones that are not justifiable, just walk away from it. If you think that, and that's why it's always good. I always say that when you want to increase a property, just buy it. If you have the resources, at least reserve it at that plot and then continue to pay over time. But there are some properties that even when they increase the value, the amount, it's still justifiable. That's the truth. Because when they are you see some property in an area, every other person is selling at maybe 50 million. They are selling at maybe 35 million. When they increase it to 45 million, it's still below what every other person is selling. Those ones you don't find at that, right? But you see some will just jump. What justifies it? They cannot really explain. And you know, for me, the moment you cannot really give me something reasonable, it's not just about what you're explaining. Does it come reasonable to me? Does it sound reasonable to me? Is it logical? Is it even making sense? Because at the end of the day, the question is, if you buy this land at 1 million naira today and you want to sell it today at that 1 million naira, is it easy to sell it? Let's not even talk about you want to sell it at 1.5 million. Tobara, 1 million. You want to sell it at 1 million. No. Can you sell it? Mm-hmm. That's why I asked that woman that day. She not listen to me. This property, can you sell it now at that amount you paid? Hey, you will take it time. So exactly. So if you're taking time, then you should be reasonable. You see some of this estate land you're selling in some locations. Go and check Omonile land. Omonile land is even more expensive than an estate land. In that regard, it's a very good investment because at the end of the day, Omonile land is not giving you all these infrastructures. which will further add value to your property. So when you buy inside an estate, all the infrastructure, the beautification is being done. When you want to sell it, those are the things that will further make, even attract investors to buy from you. And then you can now do shakara with your investment and get return, and then you're smiling. But money that is just by the estate, in fact, if you think of the buaha, the stress and all of, why do I like using the word buaha? Sorry. When you think about the stress that comes with it, after you paying a lot of that, you just like, no. So that's it, guys. I think we really have to stop now because of time. I hope you've been able to get one or two things in this conversation today. Thank you so much for doing this with me, always, now, and of course in the future. I appreciate you guys. Now, in the mood of gratitude, I want to take just a moment to say thank you. I'm going to do a proper video, my thank you video for the year. But let me just, I've said it, every video I do, I'm going to say thank you. Some clients have been with me for 2-3 years. The new clients that joined the fold this year, thank you. So people had referred me. Thank you. I know clients that they will just come back. I mean, when there's a new project, we'll come, they'll call me, we'll talk about it, they'll analyze it. If it works for them, they go for it. Thank you. To all the supporters of Goodness Usman brand, Nigeria Rated 24/7. Thank you. I'm the one that come back to say thank you. Without you guys watching my videos, I will not be here. Thank you. There's no one without you people. There's no queen of landlord maker without you people. There's no family without you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. Even the ones that have fought me because there's delay in allocation somewhere. The ones that have threatened my life. Thank you. So I say my lawyer is the lawyer has called me. They're gonna go to jail. They're speaking all the big English. Thank you. I understand and I'm sorry it's not all perfect. Like I always say, I'm not a perfect realtor. There's no perfect realtor anyway. There's no perfect developer anyway. But the one that is close, always working towards perfection is the one we should always work with. So I'm sorry, definitely I'm bound to make mistakes. There are developers that I've partnered with before that I didn't know. In fact, there are some developers I've partnered with that they encounter some challenges that nobody saw it coming. And life does happen. And I understand from that angle. And the terrain at which we are in Lagos, Nigeria is a peculiar terrain. There are so many things you guys do not understand. There are so many things that happen under the ground that you guys don't understand. All this boha with this. You see this on Monile. These Omonile people, if you guys ever think, like I said earlier, that Omonile, there's no Omonile Wahala again, please just go and try and buy 1 naira plot of land from Omonile family. Just test run it. You're gonna understand what I mean. The problem has even tripled, like I said earlier. They are just shouldering and muzzling, and sometimes their shoulder will shift. You don't understand. The bone at the shoulder, it will just dislocate. Yeah! They will now yell it and come back and say, let's go and join, the join, let's fix it, let's go to Yaba and go and to Egungun, So yes, the most important thing for me is working towards perfection, trying to be better. When we make a decision, we realize that, okay, this thing work as planned. Okay, what can we do? Survey the situation, to sort out the situation, and then, of course, based on that, make a better decision. And then we keep learning, we keep growing over the years. And that's why I'm very passionate about growth, and my growth is daily. I analyze myself every week, myself and my team, and I fire and I hire. You're not giving me what I want, you're off my team, I'm getting somebody else, because it's all about trying to be better and deliver excellence to you guys. So once again, I am sorry if to those that are probably offended in the course of the work. The work is interesting. I'm always on the road. As I'm talking to you guys, I'm doing this video with a terrible headache. But when the camera is on, I'm smiling. I'm trying to carry a face. One of my team members will say they don't know that she's not feeling fine. But when the camera shows face, you see the energy will just come. I don't even know where she gets the energy from. Well, anyway, I try to make out time to rest, but trust me, it's not an easy task. But it is what we have agreed to do, and we will keep doing it to the best of our ability. So once again, Thank you, everybody that patronized us. We really do appreciate you all. We really, 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 really appreciate you all. We value you. We're sorry for every one small mistakes. We're not perfect, but trust me, we're working on perfect, getting a perfect, something closer to perfect system to deliver excellence to you all. And for those who are here to patronize us, come on, what are you waiting for? You're always getting value from us, right? So hey, join the folks today, and we will be delighted to welcome you. So thank you so much once again. I'll see you guys on the next episode of the show. But right now, I really have to go. So I say to you, happy Sunday. Hey, we're in the holiday mood. There's going to be plenty iresi and shiki. Oh, for some people it's turkey. Hey, they will not put juice. Oh my god. And there's going to be a lot of alujo. Hey, party everywhere. They're going to say a lot of makeup. People will be wearing their best. You know what I like about holiday? People are going to be wearing their best kind of outfit. Some people you will be seeing them looking anyhow. You see this period, they're going to see the finest boy and the finest baby. Oh, people will be looking so beautiful, more beautiful. I love the holiday. Unfortunately, some of us cannot even go for holiday because of what we have lined up. In terms of work. I mean, the fixed Queen's Garden allocation is 28 and 29. I can't even travel. Yeah. It is what it is. Once again, thank you so much. I'll see you guys on the next episode. But until then, ensure that you remain safe and also just the way you are. My name is Goodness Usman, your fat lady realtor for Nigeria 24/7, and of course, the queen of landlord makers. So I say to you, what double?